Guys, welcome to another episode of Professional Hears. So this is our attempt to introduce you to 100 most insightful crypto founders in the space. And I got my friend here, Harrison, joining us, the CTO of HackVC, and also one of our investors. So yeah, great to be here. Great to be at the Hack office. Thank you for having me.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, so let's get into maybe just the personal background story, how we met, and also how did you get into crypto?
Yeah, so we met skiing, as all great friendships start. East Denver with a bunch of other good friends. I was like, yo, this is a solid crew, we should keep in touch. And then Joanna's a very storied woman, so I had to support her through, the next thing, and it's all good. And then my path to crypto, I was working a job that was sort of like, intellectually not completely inspiring, and then there was a project that came up that was doing like edge compute and shipping containers that you would just like drop by a windmill, and I thought, programmable money, instantaneous money, you could probably do something cool with under collateralized lending in that, and that was 2017. And it's been tried a bunch, and lots have failed. Little bit of success here and there, but yeah, then that turned into so doing credit scores, we didn't want to sell to banks. That turned into blockchain analytics. That turned into stopping the bad guys. That turned into Coinbase. That turned into us meeting.
Yeah, Coinbase Mafia. Yeah, you have such a story that I think a lot of people that I agree, that was at Coinbase at the time, so part of venture team, right? Doing like good engineering work for like the institutional product. So, but yeah, and then since then, like we got to the Coinbase section, and since then you've been exploring, doing your own thing, and then you did a few other stints. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. So then after, so I was doing a bunch of stuff on the Bank Secrecy Act at Coinbase. Sort of orthogonal or sort of counter to why I got into crypto, and I can't do it. So I joined and started the Coinbase giving team. Probably not the smartest idea to join a nonprofit right before a massive bear market, but as part of that, got involved in the ventures team over there. Yeah, and then went to Lightspeed and their crypto fund faction for about 1.5 years, 2 years. Did a lot of cool stuff there, and then built a private AI company for the past year, sort of like as an executive co-pilot, but everything was sovereign and confidential. Everybody's in crypto is talking about AI, but very few people in AI are talking about crypto. So I saw there was a wedge where I could get in and do something meaningful. So yeah, and then was part-time research partner for the past 1.5 years here, and then for the past 2 months I've been CTO, full-time partner.
Yeah, congrats. Yeah, and now you can bring the Copilot project too.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of that here too. Yeah,
exactly, doing the AI Copilot over here. Yeah. I think one of the really interesting story about you is you came from the founder background and then dive into the whole investor land. Yeah, a lot of people might be thinking about the same things. So tell me about what drove that motivation.
I mean, I think the advice for folks who are looking to get into VC and become investors is, you have to be just professionally curious, which is the name of your podcast, right? But it helped that I was deeply technical and had started companies, and so learned a lot of lessons, and so a lot of folks try and get into it from a finance background, which I didn't have. Right. But what the finance people don't have is the deep technical understanding of and then also just the ability to ramp quickly on something that's super deeply technical. So that's sort of what got me into it in the first place. And then I learned all the finance stuff on the side. And so honestly, it's just stay high agency, experiment, lean into the curiosity. And then if there's something hot, which I think right now is AI, right? Just being an expert in it, and yet also being able to see beyond the technology and see, okay, is this a business? And then you can learn the rest on the job. Although there is very, very little hand-holding in the industry. So the homework really starts once you get the job.
Yeah, but what made you decide to make that move in the first place? Because I think it's a bit unconventional, right? People usually kind of go from investor to a builder. So yeah, what made you decide to take on that path?
I was just building. So before my first investing job, I was building data pipelines for something like 14 years, and I just wanted a different set of problems. And so it's I'd start a new job, and then it was just do the same set of things again. And it's changed a little bit now that we have Cursor and all that good stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to play with a different part of my brain. And then it turns out that actually being able to be super broad. Like when you're starting something, or like when you're just pure engineering, right? It's like you go super deep into one area
exactly.
and you like lose sight of everything else.
You get a tunnel vision, right?
You get tunnel vision, and then like what was like really exciting about like my first sort of like foray into investing over at Coinbase was like, I was like talking to, I don't know, like hardcore DevOps stuff, and then like new like financial primitives and all this stuff, and like every 30 minutes, and it's just like crazy like how much stuff there is.
Yeah, it's definitely a different part of the brain to go from diving deep into one specific problem to being in this like traffic controller perspective, and be able to like direct the finance, like the capital deployment, but also to places where you see innovation is coming from. I know that you're thinking about hiring on your team. What are the job descriptions? Tell us a little more about your thinking on that.
Still gotta write them, candidly, but we're always looking for, as Pac says, we're always looking for super special people. We want to round out some more like the AI side of things, so whether that's like an analyst or like a junior partner. FinTech is another one, but really it's just, like more on the junior side of like analysts. And like, we don't know what the future is going to hold in like, 3 years or whatever. So just like folks who are able to like ramp quickly and are just like obsessed about the field.
So more from a technical background, or what kind of background?
Tech helps, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, like you can learn the finance stuff on the job, and then I've also been building a bunch of tooling to help with like more like the mechanics of deal doing and sort of building out like market sizing and all that good stuff. But like having a technical background certainly helps. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I think everyone was talking about, even at the office, about the AI tooling that you build. So having a AI agent helping with that deal sourcing and due diligence, kind of like filtering process.
It's just like a thought co-pilot, because like I think I'm a pretty decent AI investor. Like I know a good deal when I see one. I've been doing this for like 5 years. But then there's like other domains which either like come up and it's like, oh man, like what does a good financial model for this look like, or whatever, like a new practice area that we decide to explore. And it's like, okay, like having a thought partner that's able to like round out my like current like risk reward model, and then also just like the mechanics of like, okay, I need to like go find the public comps and like the Web3 comps and all this good stuff. And like, what do potential exits look like in this space? It's helpful.
Yeah. So people who are listening in the podcast, there you go. That's your chance with looking to get into the new investment team, as a junior partner. That's your chance. So as our investor, what is your investment thesis in Soon?
Honestly, it was just backing you. Everybody, everybody. So I don't know. I mean, like early stage is all about relationships, right? And like between like idea and execution, there's just so much randomness, and so like you have to primarily go with people who you like and trust, and
Yeah. What about
the technology is cool too.
I was gonna say, what about the products that we deliver? Have you seen the most recent updates? No, we have been.
We sent me one last night, but I didn't have time to look at it last night. The whole rebrand and everything.
For folks that don't know, we just caught up last night when he just got in. But we've been doing quite a bit of product launches, right? Since TG, I think that's kind of what separates us from most of the crypto projects these days. Yeah, we got the 2 stacks completely, revamped on the infra side, so making it more than just like a Solana execution SDK, but we can also launch not just like chains, but infra, like interoperability.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
Bridges, stuff like that. And then also the perp DEX, right? So it's trying to accomplish more than just like a roll-up stack that we originally designed for, but make it more for like DeFi primitives as well. The alpha is we're about to launch our own DEX. So we're productizing the underlying infra to make sure like, we can open sources for other folks to take advantage of. We're talking to quite a bit of partners, like even governments, right? Like even sovereign states, right? Interested in building their own exchanges and their own chains. So we're trying to kind of make it very easy for anybody to take advantage of the high performance.
That's awesome. Congratulations on like all the traction, all the success, all the appetite.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
Yeah. I think we've been just really focusing on focusing on the use cases, and then once we like build these killer apps ourselves, then we can productize it, sort of like the hyperliquid strategy.
Nice, yeah. Makes sense.
Thank you. I guess, yeah, in terms of what you're seeing in the market right now, like what are some of the trends that you're interested in as investor? Like what kind of deal flows are you looking at?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really interesting things in sort of a return to form and fundamentals in terms of like stablecoin infrastructure is very, very cool and meaningful. It sort of touches why I got into the space in the first place, sort of unlocking. I mean, we don't appreciate it in the States because like, and the Western world broadly, because like our financial system's like actually pretty efficient. But not everybody is as fortunate, so that's cool. Yeah. Programmable money, good. All the research says that like if you want to do good, that's the best way to go about it. Sort of unlocking global corridors, that's one of it. And then the other side of it is I'm spending a bunch of time in sort of all the hard math stuff. So anything, I mean, we forget that like the crypto and crypto comes from cryptography, right? And so I'm trying to bring a lot of that back to sort of the Web 2 equivalents and sort of bring all the contributions from here back over there. So doing a lot of stuff in AI, privacy, distributed systems, doing a little bit in post-quantum, new forms of neural networks. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, all the hardcore tech.
Yeah. Curve math.
Yeah, exactly. I would go on a limb to just say that like Hack has been one of our most value-added investors, and part of that is Harrison, right? So we've been definitely getting into your wheelhouse of code research, and I mean you guys been doing quite a bit of like introductions for us too, introducing us to some of your protocols as partners. Yeah, what are I guess last question on that, just what are the typical support that you provide to your program?
It's everything, right? It's helping find like the first couple of customers and partners, both on the business side and the consumer side. It's helping with like mechanism design. It's helping with liquidity. I help a lot with like research, introductions. Actually, cooking up something pretty cool in terms of like broader support for specifically your COGS. So working on a pretty sick credits program is going to get you access to like a lot off AWS and GCP,
Azure.
Azure.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
get discount from those.
And then like AI is like super expensive all the way down. So lots of credit lines coming soon on that. I have to read an email and get you set up with a portal, but hopefully like today actually be able to get you like, and like estimating, I don't know, like save like $1 million a year or something.
Yeah,
truly,
sure.
actually, yeah.
It's a huge expense item for us. So that'd be interesting. Yeah. So what I usually ask my interviewees or questions at the end is just give me a non-consensus view about the current market, like a spicy take that you have.
I don't know if we'll have like another alt run. I think like the industry is maturing, and I think that's a good thing. I don't know, maybe you've seen it on Twitter, but like the maxim that like the future of Web3 is Web2, and I think there's something true about that. Just like with the Privy acquisition by Stripe, and sort of all these like major players that are like
so really, more M&A.
Yeah, well, yeah, and like more smoothing the volatility, and like we kind of. I think the meme coin thing, all right, cool, like, put a couple chips in the casino, but like, I would be sad if that's where this industry sort of went to die. And I'm excited to see that like, there's like the real work that people are doing is now like being recognized. And like, yeah, certainly as someone who's like been in and around the space for a while and sort of gotten burned out and then, had to bring myself back. It's nice to see that like, there's real appetite for like, and real use cases too.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think the next wave of adoption is not about speculation, but all these, real adoption across the Web 2 space.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Be it PayFi, be it like, as we talked about, like digital network state, all these, people that we interact with every day is starting to take notice. So, appreciate it. Yeah, we always wanted to get your take on what we're doing, so I'll keep my investor updates.
Cool, thank you.
and keep chatting.
Yeah. I mean, like what you're doing is awesome, and like sort of expanding, vertically integrating upwards to like the application layer and all of that. Like it's one thing to have infrastructure, but then to like build the entire ecosystem. Like that's what the value capture is. I think is sort of the vertical integration of the whole thing. So nicely done.